town, mental 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 town, CV8, mental town, Rushford, mental town, Long Lane, mental town, Slaughterhouse, mental town.
This is my next guest, Out of Order /MD. Would you come up so we can talk to you real quickly? What's up, my brother?
What up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for coming through. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? First of all, like, why don't you tell us about your name, MD, Out of Order, and what is that about?
Yeah. My name, I got that name, MD, Out of Order. Well, like when I first came into hip hop, I came through, like, you know what I'm saying, when it was breakdancing era. See, hip hop was like dimensional. Hip hoppers, you had graffiti, people that did graffiti, I remember at the time. Then that was one element of hip hop. Like then you had the breakers, you know what I'm saying, the b-boys, the breakdancing. That's what I really came up in, breakdancing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so then when breakdancing was sort of like a little bit fading out, you know what I'm saying, but I kept a little bit going into the house thing, because house and hip hop was a little bit like the same or whatever. So then I came into like beatboxing. That was my first element of hip hop.
Okay.
It was beatboxing.
All right.
And then I went to rhyming. Rhyming was like third. So, but then what it was like my name was like MD Out of Order. I had the MC name MD, you know, when I grew up, and Out of Order was like we used to be able to still perform, like, because back in the days when when a group was hot, like back in New York, they used to unplug the tables. The other group used to do that when another group came on that they didn't like or whatever, so it messes them up. Yeah. So I was good at keeping the thing going live, like, you know, being able to do beatbox. Like, all right, wham, just do your routine to this beatbox, and we kept going. So that's why I got that name MD Out of Order.
Wow,
you know,
wow, that's
still have that element of hip hop.
That's what's up. So is that what you're gonna do for us today? You're gonna beatbox for us today?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I did I beatbox, and I'm also like my hip hop style was like spoken words. Like lots of times, a lot of things that I say, it's that spoken words, like that positive type thing. That's more of my element.
Okay.
You know what
That's
I'm
what's
saying?
up.
And you know, I got really better because when I first started out, I listened to Dougie Fresh. It was the Fat Boys. You had Skinny Boys and Biz Markie. So I really elemented myself after them. But once my mom just sent me down south for the summertime, so I didn't have, in the 80s, you didn't have hip hop playing on the radio like that down there. So I had to come up with my own concept of beatboxing, and I got good by the end of the summer.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna do something for y'all. This one when I came back from.
Well, we're gonna put you on stage and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So don't worry about that. We want to talk about get them to know you. You know what I'm saying, and what's going on with you. So you know, how what are some of the influences, you know, that made you want to, you know, begin doing what you're doing today?
Well, what it was I sort of like, because I was always attracted to music. Like I always loved it, like music. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It's something that, like to me, it's like a spiritual vibe. Like I just always, my mom's like when I was growing up, that's all I was attracted to. I was just like liked doing music. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. And then it was just like, and then it was just that sometimes it was amazing for me because I had like a learning disability. I had where, you know how when you put a label on a kid and say, which is not good, saying a kid is slow and different than other kids, and then that makes you shy away from trying to do things.
Right.
But when it came to music, I was good at that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I always like sort of like, I don't know what it is, God blessed me to be around people like, you know, of doing music. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time I sort of get away from that, I come right back into it. It's like, because I sort of vibed with you before a lot of years, you know what I'm saying? It's like right after my car accident, you know, I almost lost my life. And I remember one day you and my brother called me up. I'm in there, they said I had traumatic brain injury. And I went through the windshield wiper in 2003. It's April 3rd. And I was in the hospital for 3 months. And I remember like, not being able to, you know, in my mind, I said I'm going to come back because I couldn't walk. My rib cage was messed up. I had a hard time breathing. They had to do memory tests because they said that I might lose my memory. I might not remember things. It might not happen now, but it happened later. So they thought they had to do surgery on my face. That's how I got this scar. But one day y'all called me when I was in the hospital. I was in rehabilitation place and I was trying to get better. And you called me on the phone and said I got a call. People come visit me, but when you get that call and I heard the hip hop music and I'm thinking y'all did this song for a long time, and I told my brother, I said, I was like, when did y'all do this song? He said, no, we just called you up and started rhyming. And it sounded like a professional song. So when I got out, that gave me strength. I was like, man, I got to get better. I got to get out this hospital. And right when I came out this hospital, my brother gave you my address when I was coming, when I was staying in Travis Square, and we hooked up. And then it's like we just started just doing like great things. It seemed like when we get together, it's like that whole element of hip hop. Never stop trying. Never give up. Catch all moments. Seize the moment. That's what life is about. Seize the moment. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And not making excuses. Seize the God within yourself. Pray before you move. Be steadily. Know that the Bible is the history. Histories happen every day, but it's this action speaks louder than words. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have to say too many things. Your action speaks louder than that. And know that the Bible is history, because a long time ago in biblical times, like way back in the days before they had prisons, what they did was when you did something wrong, you wore the thing of shame. It was named. If you did adultery, then you wore the adultery sign. If you stole, then you wear this sign. And you had to wear this sign or walk around town, and so everybody know what you did. That's how they used to handle things like way back in the earlier times. And you know what I'm saying? And so then after that, so that really wasn't working. After a while, so then they changed it. They just dig this big pit and make these people break these rocks down in this pit. But at the time, they had adults and children down in this pit, and it was real dark. And the only way they could get back out of there, they had to wheel it back, but they was way deep in the ground. And what ended up happening was, the thing was, some of the people that they let out when they had kids mixed with grown people, then sometimes the kid looks up to older people, and he started following what they did and lived a life of crime. So they changed that. They said no longer we could put children's and adults together. So then they changed the whole punishment type thing, and then people got sick in this cave, and people died and stuff like that. So then the first prison that they had, believe it or not, started in Connecticut. Your Constitution state, it was in Wethersfield, and it was an experiment. And so then after that, then they had a way of just making money, you know what I'm saying, off people, which is sad. But like what I'm trying to say is just seize the moment, seize the God within yourself. Because nothing's going to never change unless you change yourself. If 7 days a week you keep getting the same results, then you got to change up what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You got to change up your action, because action speaks louder than words. And I want to say something else. And you know, stress is the #1 killer. When you have stress in your body, it releases a chemical, and you could get an aneurysm, and you can die from stress. Because you know what they say? A lot of this stuff that we have around us is man-made material. But you know what I'm saying? Knowing the God within, the spirit within yourself, and knowing that you can't take money with you when you die. You're only passing through this life. So you have to blossom like a caterpillar blossom into a butterfly. You have to go through a process. You got to crawl before you could walk. But all I'm trying to say is, you know, keep the spiritual, the God, because you may not physically see God in front of you, but knowing that there's a God, knowing that lots of times when you thought that you could never get out of a situation, and when you prayed and got down on your knees, and you know that you see things change up, because God's going to let you know that it's only him that's making everything forth, bringing everything forth. It's not you. But when you start getting the ego, and that's when you go down, and then God going to say, because if you're not a child of mine, I chastise every child of me. But you can't curse God and believe in God. And the only way that you could get in there, don't wait till your last minute, till you're on your deathbed. Now you want to try to get all spiritual and stuff like that. It starts right then and there, because you see the footsteps that you've taken. The footsteps that you've taken, he's watching everything that you're doing. So that's why I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I try to watch how I do things and interact with people and stuff, because you know what? Action speaks louder than words. And that's what I call that poem. A biblical, because history is happening every day. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And so it's about us, like, you know, knowing that it's him and opening yourself to him, and then he should open different doors for you, because I'm an example of that, because I've seen with the beauty what God can do every day. And you know what I'm saying? God bless everybody out there. But you know what I'm saying? This is just a vibe that I was just feeling, and I felt like I had to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing is about is action speaks louder than words. And I got something I just wrote just now, I had to say. You know what I'm saying? A lifestyle of the artist may sometimes not be the hardest. Sometimes the talented doesn't always go the farthest. But that be the struggle when you're trying to bubble. You know what I'm saying? but put your heart in this art, because nowadays I see people ain't even putting their heart in this art. As I get older, stress weighs up on my shoulder. My enemies get bolder, but I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it get me uptight. I just zone out with a beat, and then I feel the spirituality, and I escape the nonsense. Because sometimes the people that you may try to kill, when you talk about all the people that you're going to kill, now you got to look over your shoulders, because now you're running for the government, so I guess you lying, trying. I hear the nonsense up on the radio all day. Sometimes I just want to hijack the radio. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of the nonsense. I remember when back in the game, you didn't even sound the same. And nowadays, these MCs got me real upset because everybody sound the same, and it's such a corporate thing that messes up the mind. I remember when back up in the days, it was an insult to sound like another MC or rhyme on the same beat. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that's why you know what I'm saying? People don't like the old school, but the old school is what brought it in, so you have to pay homage to the old school. And the ones that made you want to open up your third eye, and you couldn't wait, and you was excited to hear a record. You know what I'm saying? Real hip hop. But you know what I'm saying? But we're the hip hop sharecroppers. I remember wearing flip flops, busting off beatbox, pulling up my socks. You know, on the block, we really didn't get no money. We just did it for the skill of it, to get better. It's like when we used to break dance. You know what I'm saying? Like back up in the days, but nowadays, kids can't even live nowadays. It's all about killing and telling kids, you know what I'm saying, about taking life. But when you take a life, you may take your own life, because now you're locked up and you're missing. You know what I'm saying? Now you're missing in action. Now that your family is left stressed out thinking about you. Your mom is stressed out thinking about you. Now you're missing in action. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people, I hate glorifying guns and negativity and disrespecting women. Know that your mom's is a woman. Your mother's a woman. You don't want to disrespect. I be saying, how can you make some music like that disrespecting your mother? You know what I'm saying? When I try to make music, I try to be like, well, I'm going to be conscious of my moms can vibe out to this. Real spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Real spiritual music. That's what the music was about. The music came from a spiritual place. Like the slaves, like back up in the days, used to speak spiritual songs so you wouldn't break their spirit. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you can't have left with the children, give the children something instead of your pants sagging. My pants never sagged. You know what I'm saying? I never wear tight pants. I be seeing that in the industry nowadays, high water tight pants. We didn't do it like that back up in the days. We was real creative hip hop that we're passionate about. We got to bring it back, you know what I'm saying? Mind elevation. That's what it's time for, mind elevation on the mental towns. That was just my poem. I just had to, you know what I'm saying, let y'all know how I feel. I'm MD out of order, / out of order, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I had to come to the show and I don't have time to rhyme a pile some pretty rhymes, so I come straight off the head how I feel in my heart, because hip-hop flows through my veins. Hip-hop is what I feel. It's not about selling out for the mass appeal. You know what I'm saying? Give your children something they could be proud of. And that's my shout out to the young hip-hop heads that's coming up nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Put more substance in the music. Nowadays, I feel sometimes to be ashamed to say that I even listen to hip-hop. I feel ashamed. I came up in the real era, in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I came up right in the 80s. I remember how hip-hop was. In the 90s, we were still bang, but dang, Snick, when 2000 came in, the millennium came in, hip-hop got sort of, you know what I'm saying, like I mean, it's like candy drop. Like it's not even like you don't just to say anything, not even make sense, and it's sad. And sometimes I feel like, man, damn. I remember when I used to be proud of it, like hip hop, but you know what I'm saying. Nowadays, sometimes I just be like, you know what I'm saying. I don't know, man. You know, it brings a tear to my eye to see how hip hop is. Sometimes I just gotta listen to the old school stuff. You know what I'm saying. So I just vibe out like that. You know what I'm saying. The old school, that's so. You know what I'm saying. The stuff that has substance in it. Mental town. Mental town.
You got anybody you want to shout out? How can people contact you if they wanted to talk to you?
And
hear
more,
your philosophy?
you know what I'm saying? And like lots of times I'm through like right with the niche music. You know, more of my stuff, like more the music that I do is more with you. Mm-hmm. But I have a thing on Facebook. My name is Mitch Dozier. That's another way you can get in contact if you want to just talk to me or whatever. How
do you spell that?
Oh, it's MITCH Dozier.
Okay.
And that's, you know what I'm saying, it's just Mitch and it's Dozier,
On
on
Facebook?
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to also give a shout out to my moms, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to let you know that I love you, you know what I'm saying? And lots of times I just went through a recent, things in my life where a lot of people in my life passed away, like my uncle, you know what I'm saying, which is my mom's twin brother. And my dad just passed away. My grandfather passed away, and I wanted to show love to my mom because everything that all the positivity that she taught me, I always brought that. I always kept that positive element in hip hop, and I like to thank my moms, and I love you dearly. And you know what I'm saying, we love doing this hip hop thing. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying, trying to do something positive and you know what I'm saying, uplift. You know what I'm saying, positive. And I
That's
just want to
what's
show
up.
her love and show everybody out there in Middletown love. And thank you for LB for having me, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when we started Mental Time TV.
Which is like 2008,
Yep.
2009. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it is. It's the Mentalflave show. It started with Mental Town. We definitely trying to bicycle it through Comcast, which is them encouraging us to cross promote in different areas of the state and maybe even out of the state, like in Massachusetts or wherever there's public access. So I want to thank Comcast once again for giving us a voice, because without you and having that in your policy, a lot of people would just be lost. Whatever the views are, whatever you want to put your church service on, you want to display your art, you want to do a cooking show or whatever, Comcast gives you a voice and gives you a way to display and promote and distribute your talent. So we always want to thank them when we do this. We're here once again. It's the Mentalflave Show. I'm your host, the Ultimate MC. Yo, we about to be out of here. Shout out to Sully's Pub. Shout out to the Young Dirty Bastard. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan. We out of here.
Peace. Mental Town.